So the countdown starts now. So in 2 days, I turned 28, which is super exciting. And if you look at a 5-year-old, I am now officially old. And if you look at it from a 50-year-old, I'm still very young. So I'm gonna go with the 50-year-old and say that I'm still young, but we're gonna do a 30-day photo challenge because that seems appropriate. Not because I'm doing a 28 photo challenge because I'm turning 28, that's too easy. We're gonna do a 31, add on those extra 2 years because why not? It makes more sense. It makes math easier because now I know that the challenge will start today on June 17th and go to July 17th. Super easy, but there's a little bit of a twist. So typically in the past 30-day photo challenges, you do like a new challenge every single day. I've decided that I'm going to do 30 challenges in 30 days. So what that means is that I can either do one a day like everyone else, or I can do a variation of it. So I can do like 3 in 1 day or 0 in 5 days or something like that. But at the end of the 30 days, which is July 17th, I have to finish all 30 prompts, which is super exciting. So now you may be asking, Kane, hey, what are the prompts? What prompts are you gonna do? And it's gonna be a little bit of a blend of technical stuff, emotional stuff, and some random stuff. So let's get to it. I have a little checklist here because I love checklists, and we're gonna start with number 1. These can also don't have to be done in order. These are just the 30. So what I mean, number 1, I can save this for the last one. I can save this for the middle one. It could be the first one. It doesn't really matter. These are just 30 prompts that I have to do by the end of the 30 days. So with that being said, I have black and white analogous, which if you don't know what that is, it's like, think sepia. So it's a black and white version of color, if that makes any sense. I have rule of thirds, candids, leading lines, golden hour, reflection, texture, slow shutter, cinematic, and a 2.39:1 aspect ratio. Framing, thing broke, and I don't mean my wallet. Negative space, product, film, action, wildlife, bird's eye view, worm's eye view, silhouette, landscape, detail shot, tension, scale, basic but extraordinary, fog/haze, story in one shot, street, double exposure, and self-portrait, which sounds so fun. So now let's talk the rules. The rules are very simple. I can do as many prompts as I want in a single day. I can do 0 prompts if I wanted to. But at the end of it, I still have to do 30 prompts in 30 days. So however I get to that 30 doesn't really matter. Now what does matter are a couple of these key rules. So first one is that in a singular session, so like if I'm out photographing, doesn't matter if it's an hour or if it's a whole day, I can only have 3 photos go to different prompts. Now, when it comes to those photos, if I take a photo of, let's say, a landscape and it's on film during golden hour, that technically would count for 3 prompts, but I can only use that photo for one of those prompts. Now if I take another photo 2 seconds later in the exact same orientation, that's technically a different picture. That does not count. Duplicates don't count. They have to be varied, all of the photos, but I can still use up to 3 photos per session to go towards the challenge. Now, however they go, that's up to you, it's random, but by the end of it we can get to something where like, man, I haven't seen anything broken. So now I'm like struggling to find something broke, and that can come down to the last thing to give it a more high stakes ending, maybe. I don't really know. I'm still figuring this out as I go. But with that being said, this will be a really fun challenge, and the challenge will officially start now. All right, so I'm gonna be heading out to the Gettysburg Film Commission, and they're doing a Cinema Under the Stars thing, and I'm networking right now with the director, meeting up with her, seeing if there's things that I can help them out in the future, as well as they can maybe help me out with projects in the future, stuff like that. But while I'm out there, I figured I could take my camera, get some photos for the 30-day photo challenge, and try to check some stuff off, because so far, it's been a couple days, and we haven't checked anything off, which is not great. But figured we can give that a try, and we'll do that now. Alright, so we are back. It's now been a whole day later. I've gone through, I've edited the photos, and honestly the event yesterday was a lot of fun. We watched 12 Angry Men. I met with the person I was supposed to meet with, which was really, really cool, and hopefully we'll see more projects with that in the future. And then I also took some photos. I didn't take a ton of photos because we were watching a movie, and I didn't want to I actually wanted to watch the movie. But we got some photos that I think work well for the challenge. But before we get to like showing you the pictures and all of that stuff, what I did to kind of help document it is I have this notebook right here. And inside the notebook, I have this 30-day photo challenge. And if you see, like right here, it says black and white, and then here's like analogous. And it kind of just goes for a bit, all the way to number 30. You know, just kind of goes. And the idea here is that I will print the photo out and then like tape it into the book. And then once this is all complete, I'll have 30 photos in my little notebook, which I think is a pretty cool idea and a way to just kind of document the challenge or series or whatever. So that's the idea behind that. So ideally, we'll be able to get some pictures in here today. But yeah, let's talk about photos and try to figure out exactly what photos will be in the challenge and what are just kind of extra stuff. So we're gonna go through these photos together. There's only about 18 pictures that I went through, edited, and really liked. And we're gonna go through them, see if they fit any of our challenges, and then are we actually gonna use them? Because I can only use, again, 3 photos per session. And this whole event I'm counting as just like 1 session. So the first one here I have is of just a sign that just says Gettysburg Film Commission. You can kind of see the projector in the background. And I thought this was a nice photo. I like the colors, I like the lighting on it. But it works as a detail shot. So it could fit in that detail category, but we're gonna go through them all and kind of see which ones we like the best. Because again, we can only use 3. So if we can only use 3, we might as well use the best 3. Next 2 are gonna be of the singer here. He was just live music that they had at the event, and I like the first one. I thought that was really nice, candid. And then the second one could also work for candid, but also can work for rule of thirds, which is really, really cool. This next one will also work kind of as a candid. Same with this one. So yeah, both of these like pictures of like the projector screen with like the crowd can both work for candids. I don't think that like they're anything of amazing in terms of photos. So I think we're just gonna keep going. Next one is more of a detail shot again. So Cinema Under the Stars. It kind of, again, it just shows the event. And it's a detail shot, but it's not the best detail shot I've ever taken. So I think we're just going to pass on that again. All right, so these next 2. It's actually like taken a few minutes apart from each other, but the big difference is like one I'm taking from the left side where the sun is kind of behind the little spire, I guess. And then the other one is me more on the right side. And you can kind of tell the lighting's hit a little bit better. And also very different editing styles. One is very much meant to look like a silhouette. And then the other one is, you know, more a little bit like prettier lighting. I like both of those shots actually a lot. So then again, we got some more candidates of the event, of some of their speakers and just some detail stuff. And I like some of them. I will say I really, really like this shot here of the speaker. And you can see the Gettysburg Film Commission sign, as well as just one of the buildings in Gettysburg, as well as some people in the audience. I like the lighting because it was, you know, the sun was starting to set. So this could work for details, candids, golden hour in a sense. So I think this one has a lot of options. But again, we're looking for the best 3. Okay, awesome. I also really like this one, kind of as like a detail shot here, because I like that you can see like the Cinema Under the Stars very cleanly. You see like the picnic blanket, and you kind of can get a feel for the event as a whole, as it's very casual, you know, bring your blanket, you know, watch a movie, stuff like that. And I really like that. All right, so now we're back and I have officially printed out the photos. We've put them in the book. Now we're going to talk about the photos real quick. The very first one I want to talk to you about, or I guess the first 2 because they're on the same page, is going to be, we decided to do this one here for rule of thirds, and then we also did this one here for candids. I thought both of these were just really good examples of kind of showcasing the event with the speaker, and then also like that I had, you know, the logo for the Gettysburg Film Commission, also had a building from Gettysburg in the background, so I really like that one for candids. And then for the rule of thirds, I like that you can see the projector. This is Cinema Under the Stars, and you can kind of tell that the sun's going down. It's a really pretty sunset, so I thought both of those really worked. I also like the picnic blanket in the foreground, so I really liked both of those, and I'm glad that those are some of our first additions into our 30-day photo challenge. And then we're going to kind of go back all the way to number 20, and I really liked this photo here as well for our silhouette. So those are our 3 additions into the 30-day photo challenge. And again, I really like how these came out, and I like that, you know, I have them not only just digitally, but I can also showcase these like physically into this little book, and then I can kind of look back at it one day and be like, wow, look at that. I'll probably add in like dates and like little notes about each photo as well, to give a little more details when they're not as fresh in the brain. Our first 3 additions into the 30-day challenge. So now we only have 27 photos to go, and frankly, I really enjoyed how this one came out, and hopefully we'll get better more in the behind-the-scenes content. I forgot my Meta Ray-Ban glasses, so I couldn't record stuff from my point of view, and I only have 1 camera, so if the camera's taking pictures, it's not doing video, which kind of is a problem, but we're gonna get better at that, and you know, like I said, 3 photos in, 27 to go, and I hope you guys are enjoying this. If not, that's cool. If you are, awesome, let me know. And yeah, till next time.